Good morning, retail traders. This is Washboardjim with a sneaky snake trading strategy, and I want to talk about a few things today: chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And I want to wish everybody a great, happy 2025 and a Merry Christmas, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Well, I've made a few changes in my life this year, and I also want to talk about woke stocks. What woke stocks have been through in the last couple of years. My favorite woke stocks: buy at support, sell at resistance. So let's get on to it. Go woke or go broke is today's message. But the first message I want to get out is this is my Twitter page. It's called X now. 5 months ago, I had high blood pressure. Very high blood pressure, real high blood pressure. And I think I might have had diabetes or some kind of sugar problem. Since then, I started a new diet. I no longer have that high blood pressure and definitely don't have that swelling down in my ankles and my legs. So I started drinking more water, about 6 to 7 ounces a day, cups a day. Pay attention to your health. It's very important. I have a link down there in the content where you can subscribe to my Twitter page and also subscribe to StockTwits. And I'm live every day on YouTube. So I beat high blood pressure. The first few months I ate salads and fish and some chicken. I thought beef wasn't the way to go, but I did lose about 10 to 12 pounds by doing that, and I cut back and I had midday fasting. I also increased my water intake. Also started walking a mile a day. A few months into it, I started eating more beef. I started studying carnivore diets and how healthy it was for you. Took away all processed foods. I don't go out and eat no more. What I eat is what I cook. Then I think I really helped by fasting. So I'd have me a good lunch midday, and then right before bed or a couple hours before bed, I'd snack on a tomato or something, a good carb or something that was just, something just put a little thing in my stomach. And I started noticing how my stomach was shrinking in bed, which I always put my hand on my belly and see if it's below my rib cage. And it started doing that. So, I say, man, this is working. So that fasting, I think, was a big thing. 2 hours before bed, have a little snack. Plus, I started eating more carbs, good carbs, like sweet potatoes, carrots, just a little bit of carbs to give me a little bit of energy. I don't think you can focus just mainly on salads or you got to have a little bit of carbs in there. I mean salads, but I mean, just beef. So every morning I wake up, I have 2 strips of bacon, 2 eggs with some cheese and cup of coffee, and then I start taking my water intake. So it's really changed how I wake, how I feel. I sleep better now. I'm getting, I'm sleeping real good now. I'm sleeping 2 or 3, 4 hours in a row straight, waking up, have to take a piss break and then go back. And so I'm getting real good sleep. And I think that was very beneficial too. That helped, but I think that has a lot to contribute to the beef, to the meat that I was eating. So I started got me an Instapot, and I started making stews and cooking my food in my Instapot. So that really made a big difference in my blood pressure, and I'm so happy for that. So the next thing I want to talk about is the woke watch list. Go woke or go broke. Now I've watched these stocks for a couple of years since wokeness has took over. And we got a new one out on the list right now. It's Google. So I think it could also be affected with wokeism. It's a turnoff to me. It doesn't affect Wall Street. They don't care. They know Google's a great stock and brings in a lot of money, but it has a lot of controversy. We all know it, especially if you're on YouTube and you're getting censored. So they're definitely heavy into wokeism. And then they put out this wokeism commercial and just made it a whole lot worse. So we went from We dipped $10 in the past 2 days. I think we can dip down another 10, another good 7, and hit this triple top breakout at 182.10. And then I might go ahead and start looking at this trade again. But it's had a real good run. And let's go ahead and pull up the yearly time frame on this stock right now, 3-year time frame. She's had one heck of a run from $83 all the way up to a double top. And I'm going to put that trend line in here. First, I'm going to clean this up. And we had a double top resistance right here, and we broke past that double top resistance. So I'm going to put a price line in here. Right around 190.74. We could go back and retest that, and like for it not to break that double top, and then come back and maybe find support at that 182.10, or even down here before this previous high right here at 178.82. So I've got that 182.10 for support. We'll see if it pulls back and hits that and tries to bounce for a scalp trade. Now, like I said, I'm going to play these defensively and then go into offense on pullbacks. I can't stand wokeism. I can't stand messing with our children. You know, at 13 years old, getting sex operations and stuff. It's just they're in puberty, poverty, or whatever you want to call it. It's just not ready yet. What you do in your own bedroom is okay with me. I don't care if you want to screw a goat. You just don't publicize it to me, you know. I'm acceptance. I accept gayism. I'm not a homophobic, but I'm definitely not into trannies. So, next one is Nike. Nike's had heck of a turn. It's done nothing but went downhill ever since wokeism hit it. They've made a bad mistake. Plus, they got the excuse now is they got competition, which they do. I've never had a Nike shoe, I don't think, but maybe one time in my lifetime. I never liked the way they fitted in my feet, so I never got them. They might be better now. I need good arch in my foot. So we're definitely a good stock to trade. It's a good stock to hold long. We had a snake, a triple top right here, and then she's coming down to an inverse head and shoulders, or at least a new neckline. So we're going to go ahead and draw a resistance level to break on this stock if it starts to become bullish. And then, but, you know, here's another one that's been beat real bad because of wokeism. You go woke, you go broke. But I keep them on my watch list. I do have a special watch list here that I watch every day just to see if they're starting to turn a little green or something. Usually when one turns green, the other ones will turn green too. But I think 2025 we might see a little bit of rebound on these things, and it could be a good investment. Again, you go woke, you go broke. So Nike's on my woke list, and I'm going to show you the next resistance to bring this stock back up to the higher level. And that'll be this head and shoulders, which has a double confirmation of resistance right here at 83.18. Support level for right now will be 75.92, or a double bottom at the very low. I do have a 70.32 support level for this thing, but we could hit that 70.75 or a little bit above it. And I'm going to put that trend line right there at 72.36. Raise this up a little bit to that shoulder line in case I want to catch to, well, maybe to that support level at 75.92. Let's get rid of that. New. There we go. Move this up to that previous resistance level, then replace it, and we'll just see if that thing wants to hit at 60. It'll get my attention at 76.25 to 75.92 is what I'm looking for to jump in this trade and run it up a little bit if it holds that shoulder line there, that right shoulder line. Plus you got this underlying resistance support level right here from this body of that one, or to the wick. Let me get that back up here. It's definitely that lower support at 72.36. Now this is the weekly time frame, so we'll keep a good eye on Nike. Disney the same way. You got Bob Iger in here. We got it. Do they got a new CEO, or they still got Bob Iger? I think it's still got Bob Iger. But this is one that eventually will break the 200 SMA. We've had some real good breakout on this thing. Earnings are getting a little bit better. Not as better, but it's just got a lot of controversy. You can see it took a big hit from 160 all the way down to 78 on wokeism. We had a falling wedge right here, breakout. So we come up and hit that 200 SMA. This could easily pull back and hit the 200 EMA and still land on that 9 and be a solid support. So I'm going to take it from the body of this candle right here and put my trend line, price line in there. And this again is Disney. I'm not a Disney fan. I don't think I'd want to bring my children to Disneyland. I'd probably figure out something different. 110.74 is a solid support right now, and it could bounce off the 9 and regain and have a triple top and then break out of that 200 SMA. But again, he's trying his best to work this company and make it a little bit better. And I just think it's going to be a hard road to climb. Then we got Starbucks. We got a new CEO on Starbucks, says he wants to better everything. It also went through a 4 or 5 years of politics and wokeism. They're also involved in politics. When I had my business, I never talk politics to my customers. Never. Never have and never will. Just don't do it. Business people don't talk politics. They talk business. And what we have now is a socialism in some of these big businesses. They tried this wokeism stuff, and it's getting delisted. I can't stand it. But again, we've got Starbucks. They got a new CEO. We bounced off the 200. We did break the 200 SMA on the weekly, so that could be a support level. We have a head and shoulders, and we broke out of that head and shoulders on the right side. So this thing can run up and hit 105.94 Starbucks, or it can start to pull back and bounce off the 200 EMA or any of these moving averages. Now, I've got videos of my moving averages, but I've got the 200 here. I've got the 200 SMA, the 63 EMA, the 200 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 9 EMA. So we're going to either squeeze off the 200, bounce back up. We have 3 black crows right here, so we could easily bounce back up. We hit that previous support level down here off this wick. So I'm thinking that, the next support level is going to be right at the 21 at $95 on the weekly time frame. So Starbucks has got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. I drink my own coffee. I can't stand going to Starbucks and paying $7 for a cup of coffee. I drink my own. I make my own. I grind my own beans. I know it's fresh. I know what I'm drinking. And again, I got grass-fed creamer inside of this coffee here with very low carbs. No sugar. So I've cut out sugar entirely on my diet. So we got Starbucks, like I said, 95.01 if the 200 SMA does not hold. Then we got one of my worst companies out there, which is Target. I can't stand this company. This used to be a real good trade for people. People really love this stock. On the 3-year time frame, we hit $254. We're down to $134.52. Earnings sucked. They were horrible. I really don't like this company. I don't shop there, and I won't shop there. I won't ever walk into their store ever again. But that's besides the point. We got a head and shoulders right here, and I'm going to go ahead and we might be able to have a recap on the bounce here a little bit. We got the left shoulder right here, and then we got the right shoulder touch. It could come back down and touch the right shoulder one more time and then break past all these moving averages. This thing won't start to be bullish until it breaks that 9 EMA, and then we can start running them up to the next moving averages. with a triple top resistance up here that failed and dropped on down. So yeah, earnings sucked. The company sucks. They have bad shoplifting problems. It's like a big 5 and dime store to me. I don't shop there. Like I said, I won't shop there. They made a big mistake. Then you got Budweiser. We know how that went. We definitely pulled back to a solid support here at a double bottom. We have an inverse head and shoulders. This is a chart pattern that I talk about a lot, and I'll explain it here real fast if I can. Let's go ahead and put that trend line in here. You take this wick, or I'm going to take the bodies, and I'm going to run the body up to that body right here. And we pull back and hit that body right there. And this is on the weekly time frame. So we could easily start to bounce up and hit that 9 or find some resistance right here, right around the 55.68 level. And I'm going to put a price line on both of them support levels. But Budweiser, I want to give Budweiser, since they went woke, I haven't had a drop of liquor. I haven't had a beer. I stopped drinking and I got more healthier. I started my diet. I just stopped drinking. I just said, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. They pissed me off. So that's Budweiser. I mean, I'm really pissed off at Budweiser right now. This was a company that said that I was out of touch. And how do you tell 95% of your customers that they're out of touch? How do you do it? It makes no sense. None. So we got double bottom support right here off the body of that candle. But I'm going to hit that body of that candle. That 52.27 for maybe a run back up. We could hit that 56 area, but we have a gap right in here. We have a gap right in here. So I'm going to put it at the top of that first body of that gap, and I think that'll be a good resistance level to get this to. I will trade Budweiser, but I haven't. But now this looks like a very good spot. So this is called an inverse head and shoulders. Let me see if I can get rid of this. There you go. You got your left shoulder right here. You got your right shoulder, and then we touch down to the right shoulder. When I'm trading this strategy, I like to wait for that second right shoulder to hit and then run it up and start running it back up. This has had a real good drop on bad earnings. Like I said, Budweiser sucks, and I probably hardly will ever trade it. Then you got another one, Jaguar. What in the heck were you thinking, Jaguar? You're a quality car. I mean, I've never owned a Jaguar. I probably will never own one, but that's, I'd rather have a Lamborghini or something a little bit more sexier, sportier. So here we go with Jaguar. Now, Jaguar did have a little pop. I'm not finding any news, but I'm reading some stuff. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. It has nothing to do with the stock itself. Landenberg Tiemann to host scientific showcase December 18 about rare disease clinical development effort of Jaguar's Health Kofenfeiner. Whatever the heck that is. I don't know what that is. But come on, get away from the wokeism and get into the horsepower, baby. So we did have a nice pop on this the other day, a pump and dump, and it come down to a new low. And I didn't catch this. There was no news to make this run. Well, I guess there was. This Lindenberg, Tiemann, whatever the heck that name is. Scientific positive results with Jaguar's Health Kofenfeiner for cancer therapy related diarrhea. Okay. Shaking my head. We're at a double bottom at 90 cents. I think you could run this back up maybe and hit that 200 here right around $1. Scalp it for $1 and I think you'll be fine with this. Then if she ever wants to break out again, you know, take the Fibonacci's. Let's do the Fibonacci here. Let's put that price line here at 101.43. Then we're going to put a Fibonacci retracement to that day low, to that low, or let's bring it down to the low here. So she could run up 50% if we get some more news and this thing breaks out to 110. And then a double top up here at the 130 area. But for right now, I think you could take it to $1, scalp it, grab you a couple thousand shares or something like that, a couple thousand shares, and run it on up. So that's the go woke or go broke Maja. I'm not bullish on, but I will trade these dips, and we had some pretty good opportunities into this trade. Google, I think, needs to pull back. Nike, they could pull back to 76.25 and find support. If that doesn't hold, it can drop a little bit lower with a low of 72.36. Then you got Disney. Disney has got some animal spirit in it right now, but the pullbacks would be more ideal, but it does have some animal spirit. Then we got Starbucks. Starbucks, I don't know. I'm just not going to go stand in line and pay $7 for a cup of coffee when I can buy me, 20, 30, 40 cups for the same price and make it at home. Target, another one that I just don't like. I really can't stand this company. Let's see if we can hold the support level here at 132.51. I probably won't trade it. My stomach's sick of it. 132.51 or down here at the shoulder line of 126.72 with a low of 121.74. Then you got Budweiser. Thank you for saving my life. I stopped drinking beer. This thing breaks $54. It is definitely set up for a breakout. We'll see if we can take it to 55.86. And then you got whatever the heck happened to Jaguar. You can get you a scalp out of this in a day trade. Maybe hold it long if you can stick down here and get this double bottom. Triple bottom right around 92 cents. 91.78, 92, somewhere in here. So, I mean, you could run this up, hold it long. If it goes below that 90 cents, I'd probably get out of it and look for a better buy. But this company is a lost cause. I don't know what they're doing. They ain't going to sell cars with them freaking commercials they put out. So that's it. This is Washboardjim with a sneaky snake trading strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. Boing! Have a great day. Wokeism. Go woke, go broke.